Hear me? Well, that's good. Apologies about the music. I've been having a bit of a party here on my own. It was good though, Andy Ridley. It was very good. A lot better than yours. Okay, so what I'm going to go through with you all tonight is a bit of the online opportunity, a few little tips on all that. I've been having a little bit of success with it over the past few months, so I thought it was about time that I sort of share some of my experiences with you lot to obviously help you out, but I guess it'll kind of benefit me as well. Before I get started, I'll just give you a bit of a brief outline of my story, but not sort of too much about it. I've got quite a bit that I do want to cover with you all, so just keep it as short as possible. Basically, I started in November 2013. Reason for starting was I was just looking to earn a little bit of extra income just to keep me going over the winter. I kind of also saw it as a bit of a way of running my own business to put something on my CV. So when I actually had a CV, I could then go away and apply for a normal job, should we say. Didn't really have any other options. I had no qualifications, no experiences. The only experience I had was in little bits of labouring. So I kind of just threw myself into it. And as I sort of got started with it, I quickly learned and started to see the potential, the fact that it could be something of a more of a long-term thing for me. I also played cricket over the summer, play semi-professionally, which obviously takes up a lot of my time over the summer months. So this is kind of ideal for me to fit around my commitments during the summer, fit around my cricket. I go away 3-4 days at a time, sometimes playing. So it's just ideal for me to have them breaks when I want to and fit it around those commitments. In terms of my retail side of my business, I've built up on a very part-time basis now for the 2 years that I've been doing it. Retail about £2,500 every 4 weeks, every period. And in terms of retail, I only put in about 10 hours a week now. That's all due to my building up my catalogue customer base, but also building up my online customer base over the last sort of 6 to 12 months as well. In terms of catalogues, I do probably £1,800 to £2,000 of sales every 4 weeks. And the online side, I'm currently doing between £400 and £600 of sales per period, the majority of which is coming through my own group at the moment. I'm currently earning just over £1,000 per period, and I'm getting very, very close to ticking off 2 of my main goals on my goal board, one of which is getting to gold, which I'm actually aiming for by the end of period 4, and fingers crossed all going well, I'm hoping to get there. And my other big goal was to get my first house by the end of 2016. Me and my partner are actually putting a deposit down on our first house in May, with a view to moving into that house in September, which just so happens will be perfect timing for having a bit of a celebratory trip somewhere in Europe at the autumn destination. Okay, so well, that's sort of my story so far. Not very entertaining, but I guess everyone's story has a bit of meaning behind it. So just crack on with the presentation now. What we're going to run through is the online retailing. So I'm going to go through some tips on the process of selling products online through local groups, through your own groups as well. Also going to give you some tips on different ways to sponsor using Facebook, not just simply advertising through the local groups, but just a few other things as well, which might help you out. Carbon footprint and Facebook ranking. I think this is very, very important for building up your business through Facebook, and I'll explain why when I get onto that one. And also just a few tips on how to start your team members up online. I think a few of you, like I have over the past few months, have got people joining the business purely just to run their businesses online. So coming up with a bit of a strategy to help them get off to the best possible start is kind of what I've been working on over the past few months. I think I've got it close to being figured out. So I'm going to sort of share that with you, and hopefully you can benefit from everything I go through. Okay, so start off with the online retailing. Most important thing, I think, to get started with the online retailing is knowing how to find the products. Now, just recently, probably 2 months ago, the company introduced this browse product section to our ordering sites. If you're not aware of it or you've not started using it yet, then I really do recommend you get into using it. It is the best way, the easiest way, the quickest way of finding the products to advertise in the local groups, but also on your own group on Facebook as well. You can find it on the left-hand side of the ordering site in the order processing tab, a little drop-down menu. What's it? Fifth one down, the browse product section. On there, you've got all the pictures, everything you need. So pictures, descriptions, the prices of the products, the stock levels are there as well. So everything that you need to decide what it is you want to advertise, and what you end up do advertising is on that page to be found. You can search around. There's a drop-down menu which you can look through to browse the different categories. So you can browse clean, easy products for the home, or the kitchen ranges, or the K-Life ranges are in different subcategories as well. So you can literally just find all the products that are available at the moment just through that browse product section. Now, a little tip that I use, I do have a few catalogues, and I've got a copy of each of the catalogues next to my computer, ready for use. So when I'm sitting down, just about to post something online, I'll just flip through the catalogues, find the product that I want to advertise, then go onto the browse product section and type the code in. That'll bring up all the information I need, and then I've got the picture, I've got the description, can check the stock, and then put it onto my online group, or into the local selling sites. Okay, now sometimes and occasionally some of the products don't come up in the browse product section. If that's the case, then you've still got your cleaneasy.com shop, and you've still got your klife.co.uk shop, where you can go on there to find the product information and things like that. Then if you're doing it through that method, always remember to check the stock before you go posting. At the end of the day, there's no point in posting products that aren't going to be available for us to sell. Last tip on finding products to advertise. Debbie G always posts every week in a social selling system group. She posts the online weekly bestsellers. If you're not in the social selling system group, I strongly recommend that you get added into there. Ask your upline to add you in if they're into it, because there are lots of very useful tips, and that's kind of the system that I've been plugging myself into over the past few months. Okay, so next, obviously, once you've decided what products you're going to be advertising, really important to edit the picture slightly to make it personal to yourself. Okay, now I keep my pictures as simple as possible. I think it has the best effect, so you're not sort of clogging up the pictures for your customers. If you're using a PC laptop, then familiarise yourself with the snipping tool. Snipping tool is basically just to cut pictures out of the screen that you have up in front of you. Once you've cut the picture out of the screen, you can then transfer it into the bit of software that you use, so whether that was Paint or PicMonkey, loads of different sort of picture editing programs that you can get access to. I think it's the easiest. You can make picture collages, you can add text onto your pictures, but the snipping tool just obviously lets you get the picture direct from the browse product section, and then edit it for yourself. If you're using your phone or your tablet, then Pic Collage is a very good app. You can put a little border around there as well. You can add text to your pictures using Pic Collage. But one thing I would recommend is don't get into the habit of over editing your pictures, basically because it has no impact on your sales at all. It's wasting time. If you're spending a lot of time making your pictures look really fancy with a really nice border, with text, adding descriptions on there, it takes away from the image itself. And the image is what is actually doing our selling for us. So when I'm editing my pictures, I just put a very, very small border, like the picture you can see there. And if I was to put any text on it, the only text I would ever put on it would be my group name, which obviously gives people of joining and searching for your group. Okay. Last picture on editing pictures and using pictures. I would always recommend, if possible, to use personal pictures. So pictures that you've taken yourself of the products. Now, I've got a slide coming up in a few time that will give you a good tip that in a way we can help each other in terms of getting personal products and using these to advertise, because they are by far the best, in my opinion, best way of producing sales for yourself, and also of helping your team members out as well. Okay, so creating your own group. If you have not familiarised yourself with the videos on the social, I strongly recommend watching them. If you've already watched them, rewatch them, because knowing that system of setting your group up will help you obviously get your group set up right, but also when you've got your new team members that are coming in, you can help in they're unsure of with getting their group set up as soon as possible. So I would always recommend rewatching them videos just to get yourself in the know with the social selling system setup method. Next point, so you're going to have to be joining local groups in order to advertise your products, and also do some recruiting in there as well. Different ways in which you can join local groups, and I would guess that you probably all are aware of these. I'll go through them anyway. First and probably the most obvious one is to use the search bar at the top of your Facebook screen. Just put your town name and follow that up with words along the lines of buy or sell, or for sale, bargains, or car boot. Then try another town name, so another town that's local to you, and do a variety of different groups in and around your local area and local towns. Over on the right hand side, the picture there, that is what will come up when you're in one of your local groups. So when you're on the group and you can see the discussion and the timeline of that group, if you look on the right hand side of it, there's always, or more not, there is a little section that says suggested groups. That will give you probably a couple of different groups in and around your local area that are usually buy, sell, or swap groups, and you can just join them when you. Last little one in the bottom of the screen there. There's a new little thing. They only introduced this a few months ago as well, but it's under your favourite section on the left-hand side of your Facebook screen. And a few down, it'll be towards the bottom, is this little sale group button. It's a little green button. If you click on that, up a little map. It's like Google Maps where you can move it around, get your town in the centre. You can put London in the centre or Manchester in the centre, so anywhere that you're not from, and it will bring up all the selling groups that are in that area as little pins. And down the left-hand side again, you'll be able to click that and join groups that are surrounding that area on the map. Okay. So posting into your own group and posting in local groups. My advice would be to spend 10% to 20% maximum of your time posting on Facebook in your own group. The other 80 to 90% of your time, you want to spend local groups, because that is where you're going to build up your customer base and find those customers that are going to be regular buyers. Okay, it's kind of like if you were using the catalogs, you wouldn't just constantly post the catalogs on your street. You would expand to different streets to find different customers. So I always recommend spending the majority of your time advertising in the local groups. Okay. Now, with your adverts, keep it nice and simple, keep it personal. The way I like to do my adverts is just put the name of the product, the price of the product, a very, very brief description. And sometimes I even leave the description off because it gets people asking questions. Things like bedding, if you're advertising bedding sets, the pictures people can see that it's got a pug on it or a bulldog on it or some butterflies. So there really is no need to sort of put a long-winded description of products, because at the end of the day, people like to buy, they don't like to be sold to. And if they've got questions, they will ask you them in the comments, which will then give you a free boost. Okay. Now, at the end of every sale post that you do, I always put something along the lines of comment or message me if you would like one, with a smiley face. Okay, and then obviously add your picture to it and post it, and it's as simple as that. Now, if you have a bit of success, so maybe for example you've sold a few bedding sets and you're thinking of bumping it up back to the top of the sort of the news feed, I would recommend to you that you repost it rather than bumping it. Reason being, when you repost it, it will go into people's timelines again, so they're going to be more likely to see it. If you bump it, it's just going to get bumped to the top, and it's only going to catch the eye on that group at that time that you bump it. So always repost your products. Same within your own group as well. If you've got something that you sold a few of last week, post it again. Take your picture of it, post it again, say, these were flying out last week, one of our best sellers this month. These are still available. And it's going to get you some more sales. Little tip with posting on Facebook is to do a little bit, but do it often. So rather than doing 10 to 20 groups in the morning and then not doing anything for the rest of the day, always spread it out. So a few posts in the morning, a few posts in the afternoon, a few posts in the evening, just to build up a bit of a momentum, catch people at different times of the day, instead of getting a restriction, because you don't really want to be spamming on Facebook. But it also gets you into a bit of a rhythm with posting as well. If you're posting a little bit every single day, it's going to be far more beneficial for you than posting loads of products on one day, not doing a few days, posting a load of products again, because what I'll cover in a little bit is your Facebook ranking will decline when you have days off Facebook where you are not doing anything at all. So a little bit and often is sort of what I would recommend. Okay, promoting your group. You can promote your group on every single every post, that you do. I do this by putting something along the lines of, please search my group name for lots more great bargains. That then allows people to go to the search bar and type your group name to search for it. I wouldn't put the link to your group on the bottom of your posts anymore, because Facebook started to clamp down on that, and it was starting to lead to some forms of restrictions, which obviously we don't want anyone happening. Over the past few months, and if you plug yourself into Debbie G's selling system, she promotes using the hashtag. I've only just recently started using the hashtag, but it works. Basically, if you put a hashtag in your group name, when you're doing posts in your own group, at the bottom of the post, put hashtag Josh's Online Shop or whatever your group name is called. When you post in the local groups, you can also put hashtag there as well. And it actually does create a link without it being the URL link to your Facebook page, if that makes sense. So it kind of builds up your own little brand. Whereas when you post that hashtag into the local selling groups, you will then see every single post that you've done over the past week, the past couple of weeks, we've put that hashtag on. So they'll see posts in your own group, they'll see your group because it's your group name, so they'll be able to then join it from there. So it's a good little way of building up your little Facebook and promoting your own group at the same time as well. Now, a little bit of advice I would give you is only put it on the first few posts that you do at each time. So if you were going to post 5 or 10 posts all in one go, I would only put the hashtag on the first 2 or 3. You don't want to overuse it, which could then obviously lead to a bit of a restriction. But yeah, every time you post in the morning, afternoon, evening, use the hashtag as and when, but within moderation, and it will then start to build up your brand on Facebook. Okay. Inviting people from local groups to join your group. I did this every 1 to 2 weeks. I found, and I used to do it on a weekend, every Saturday or maybe Sunday. And a little example message of what you can put in the local groups will be something along the lines of this that you can see here. Hi everyone, please feel free to join my group. Huge range of products available, all of which are brand new, come with free local delivery, products varying from home living, health and beauty, garden, pet and fashion and jewellery, much, much more. Just take a look at my group and then Josh's Online Shop or whatever your group name is. And just at the bottom, put a little disclaimer to say, admin, please delete this if not allowed, thanks. Little smiley face, just to sort of let the admin know if they are one of these power trippy ones, then they'll just delete your post and hopefully they won't remove you from your group. But doing that will then get people joining your group sort of from their decision as well. I've always gone on about the quality not as good as the quality of member in terms of selling products anyway. If you're wanting to make your sales, you want all your group members to want to be there. If you've got people in your group that are there not through their own choice, that have been added by other people, it's going to slow your group down in terms of the posts that people see on the timelines, which will mean that you say, okay. Responding to potential customers. What I do every time someone likes one of your comments or comments on your post, tag them in the comments underneath it. So if they've just put a like, it might be like that they like the product, but you then by commenting underneath it to say, hi, tag the name, just let me know if you would like one of these or would you be interested in buying one of these. It then gives you a free boost and it can then lead to some conversation starting on your post. Now, if conversation and you get some comments off 1 or 2 different people, it will then make your post a highlight, which will then mean it gets shown on people's timelines. So as you generate conversation on your posts, more people are going to see it on the timelines, which in turn will result in more sales and seeing your sale posts. Okay, so really important to create that interaction yourself. It might be an extra 5 or 10 seconds of your day to put the effort in, just to tag someone, to write a comment, to then get them responding and get that conversation flowing. Answer questions in the comments and ask questions back. So if someone asks about the product, answer it in the open, gives you that free boost. It shows that interaction on Facebook, which Facebook really likes. And I always try and ask a question back, to get them responding. So if they were asking for the product size, give them the product size, but then say, is there anything else you want to know? Just to sort of lead them into asking more questions or about whether they want to buy it or not. Okay. Now I would take it to private message when you want to arrange delivery. So if they ask for where you live or they say they want to buy one, take the conversation to private message to sort all that out in private. You don't want to be posting where you live out in the open as well. Okay. Confirming orders. When someone has said to you that they want to buy something, I always confirm the order by first and foremost giving them an idea of when I'm going to be delivering that product. Now, I've got into a rhythm of placing an order once a week, usually a Monday evening or a Tuesday. Will mean all my deliveries arrive with me on Thursday, so I can do my deliveries Thursday and Friday. So if someone was to order something from me over the weekend, I'd just say to them, I'll have it for you by the end of the week. Sorry, I don't hold on stock. As long as you're happy to wait, I'll sort that for you. More often than not, they are happy to wait. I'd say, yeah, perfect. Just ask for their address, ask for a contact number or commitment. If they're not willing to give you your address when you're the one that's going to be delivering it to them, they might be entitled to sort of mess you around. But at the end of the day, even if you think they might mess you around, still order the product in, because even if they do mess you around, you've not wasted any time or any effort to get that product to them. They change their mind, take a picture of it, try and sell it to someone else. If you don't sell it to someone else, you can return it and you're not going to be out of pocket at any point. I always write out an order form for myself. So if someone's wanting a product, I write out the order form with the product, with the price, with their address, and then I keep it next to my laptop ready with all my catalogue orders and all my other orders, so I know which ones I've got as and when required. Send a friend request to your potential customers. So if they've bought from you or they've not bought from you, just send them a friend request. Also invite them to your group so they can see what other products you've got to offer. It might lead to them buying from you in the future when they see that you're going to give them a nice, polite and friendly service. And last little point on that is when you're delivering your products or when someone's collecting the products from you, give them a catalogue, easy catalogue pack or a mixture of Clean Easy and K-Life. It could lead to them placing another order from you, maybe later on that week or in the future. So every little bit of extra sales helps. Just a little tip there on making play. Okay, so daily online strategy. And again, this can be found in the social selling system. I have actually saved it myself, and I'm going to put it into the fast after this webinar so that everyone can download it and get access to this little online strategy. Basically, it is on your own group, post 5 products daily, spread it out as much as possible. Okay, if you post 5 products daily but do them all once, then people are either going to get 5 notifications all at once and then probably turn the notifications off so they'll never see your posts again, or the sort of you're not going to reach people. By posting the products spread out through the day, you've got more chance of all 5 of them posts onto someone's timeline to see the different variety that you've got. 1 interactive post daily. Interactive posts are things like little games, little quizzes, riddles and things like that get people commenting in your group. And on your group is I would put 1, maybe 2 recruiting posts weekly to sort of and people who are possibly looking to earn a bit of extra income as well. And really important to interact as much as possible on your group, whether that's on your interactive post, but on your sale posts as well. Make sure you're always constantly tagging people that you're talking to, functions to have proper conversations with people, because at the end of the day, the interaction and these conversations in your group will lead to you having a higher Facebook, which will lead to more people seeing your posts and more sales and more contacts coming through your recruiting adverts. Daily online strategy for local groups. This would be books into 10 to 15 groups daily, but again, spread it out. So do maybe 3, 4, 5 in the morning, a few while you're having breakfast, a few in the afternoon. In the evening, just before you go to bed, or whilst you're having tea, whilst you're watching the TV. There's loads of different times where you don't have to go out of your way to post products on Facebook. Okay, so 3 products in 10 to 15 groups daily. I would pick 1 product into the first 10 to 15, change the product, pick a new product, and then put that in the next 10 to 15. Okay, recruiting posts, if you are doing the team building side of the business, recommend no more than 5 or 10 recruiting posts into local external groups. Reason for this is, now I did go on for a bit and I was posting 40 to 50 recruiting posts a day, and it worked really, really well for me 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden, Facebook clocked onto me that I was spamming. They slowed down, and literally I was getting no responses, whether I was putting 30, 40 or 50 posts out there. As soon as I slowed that down to do 5 or 10 posts, and then started interacting on those and, and, and using Facebook how it's meant to be used, the contacts started coming in again. So doing lots and lots of posting, stay away from it, because Facebook will clock onto it and they will slow you down. In local groups, that the join my group post where you're inviting people to take a look at all your products. As I said before, I'd do that maybe one or every 2 weeks. And again, key to Facebook is being interactive as much as possible on your posts that you're doing in all the local groups and in your own group as well. Okay, now little quote I'll throw in here: you can make excuses or you can make money. You can't do both. I think this is very, very true. And if you're sort of you're not posting on Facebook and you're coming up with reasons to do anything but advertise your business and advertise your products, then it's going to have an impact on your sales at the end of the day. You need to get into the habit where you're making excuses to do it. So think of reasons why, oh, today I need to get these extra 10, 20 pounds to hit that bonus or to hit my targets this week. And if you can get into the habit of finding reasons why you need to be doing this every single day, a couple of times a day, it's going to benefit you in the long run. Okay. Now, team product image sharing group. This is and could be a very, very useful tool. If we use it properly, it can really benefit every one of us, but it will really benefit our new distributors as well. Reason for this is that the personal pictures, as I mentioned before, they are what are going to give you the best responses on your adverts on Facebook. People like the personal pictures. It then shows it's a real product. It's not sort of something that the internet, and it will lead to them sort of increased sales. Sharing group is to take pictures of our own deliveries ourselves. Just take an extra 5 or 10 minutes when your products come to take a few out of the boxes, take a picture, and then upload it onto this image sharing group. Now, I understand the fault for this as well. I've just been editing pictures from the internet and putting them on there for people to use. But at the end of the day, that's kind of not really going to benefit anyone, because everyone should and everyone will know how to edit their own pictures and create their own pictures from either their online shops or their. Okay, but not everyone will have pictures of certain products. So if we can set ourselves targets of maybe putting on 3 or 4 posts a week each, that is going to start to build up a nice little sort of nice little page of personal products for everyone to use. Best example I could give, my new starters who started a few weeks back, Ricky. I sent him the picture of the towel bales there. In his first week, he did £300 of sales, but I think it was 11 or 12 of them were towel bales. Would he have got them sales with the picture that he'd taken straight off the website? Maybe, but I don't think he would have got from that very simple picture. So yeah, if we can get using this product image sharing group as sort of in this way as much as possible, I think it will benefit all of us. Last point on that, it's still important though to edit the pictures. They are personal pictures. Just put it into Paint, put either a little thin border around it or on it, just to make sure it's personal to yourself. Okay, a couple of little last tips on the online retailing. If you've not downloaded the app Spock on your phone yet, I'd recommend to do so. A great little car. You can literally just put a few products on there. So you can put the towel bales on, canvases, bedding set. You're not going to get loads of sales on there. I find I probably get maybe 1, 2 if I'm lucky sales per month. But that could be 20, 30, 40 pounds of sales extra that a few seconds just load a picture and a very brief description onto Spock. Last little one you can use is Gumtree. Now, I haven't actually used it for a few months, but I still believe it is to be posting your product pictures on Gumtree. And again, it'll take you 30 seconds to a minute to post a product onto Gumtree, and you can get responses from that or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, even a month further down the line. You might get a phone call saying, oh, is that still for sale? So Spock and Gumtree, very good little things to maybe pick up an extra, even if it's just an extra 50, 100 pounds of sales per month. Every little helps at the end of the day. Okay, so now on to sponsoring using. And I'll start off by going through a few tips on how to use the logo. Now, on the Fast Track training site, our training web book, there are sample adverts on page 59 and 60. Okay, you can use them sample adverts, you can use them exactly how they are, so you can copy and paste them. You can use them just to put your own adverts together, so come up with your own wording and sort of switch it around a little bit. Use a variety of posts when you're posting in your 5 or 10 groups a day. Lineage posts, so some that are just words. Use some posts that have a picture attached to them, and I think there are pictures on those pages on Fast Track group as well. Little pictures, work from home, ask me how, little things like that. You could put a motivational quote picture underneath it, and a really good one is to post your check as well. That does generate a good bit of success from posts that have your check on, because I think it's real to people that, oh, they are actually earning some money from this. And whether your check is for £100 or £1,000, it really doesn't matter. Every check has a different story behind it, so every check will generate interest. Okay, and now on every post that I do in the local selling groups when I'm recruiting, I always put comment or private message at the bottom of it. Now, I really do want people to be private messaging me, but I just have the comment there, so if people do comment, they can. 1 second, what's that? Yeah, so if people do comment, then you can interact with them and get. 1 second, I don't know what this sound is. Sorry about that. Always use comment or private messaging for more info to sort of get the conversation. When you're recruiting on your own group, as I said, you want to recruiting posts weekly. If you've not finishes, go into your own group and copy and paste this message. I'm just curious, is anyone interested in earning some extra cash working from home in this group, just like I do? Comment or message me if you would like some info. It will take you 30 seconds to do that. I won't guarantee you'll get any responses, but you have every chance of getting at least a few from that little post. Okay, check. So every month you get a check if you bonus level. Post it into your group and post something along. It doesn't have to be a sort of recruiting worded post, but say, look what I've just earned this month. This is what's possible when you work from home. Just little things like that to drip the information out there to people, so they know that if their situation changes with their work or something like that, they might have a flashback to that little post that you did a couple of weeks ago, and they might contact you. Following up, so when people like and comment on things in the local groups, very much like you're posting products for sale, always respond to the likes and always respond. Okay, the likes, do it in the same way where you tag the person underneath the advert and just say, would you like some more information on this? If so, just private message me. It just gets you a free bump and obviously gets more. A couple of different ways in which you can respond to people comment on your post, and you'll get all the time, even though you say comment or private message me, or what's this doing, or send me more info. What I always do is I will message them back and I'll reply, say along the line, sorry, it's not letting me message you. Please can you message me? I can send you some info. Now the reason for this is if you've got 10 comments onto your recruiting post in a short space of time, and then you went to message all 10 of those people the same thing, Facebook, there's a good chance it's going to clog you up for spamming. Also, when you're sending out these messages to people that aren't your friends and you're not connected to on Facebook, it's going to go into their message request folder. And not everyone knows how to check the message request folder. Let me message you. If you could message me, I'll then be able to send you some info. That will get them to message you first. And then it's really important that obviously check your message request folder regularly so you can see the message. If I'm really serious about finding out some information, they will take that extra few seconds just to send you an initial message first. Okay. Continued. So once I've got someone to send me a message privately saying that to receive some more information, I would just send them something along the lines of what you can see there. So I'd say, hi John, if you go on www.cvideos.info video that will give you some more info, have a watch and let me know what you think. Little smiley face. Now, always follow that up by asking the question, what's your situation at the moment, if you don't mind me asking. In that video, I would always add their name to my leads record, whether that's your little notebook or the folder with all your contacts in it. Add the name to it so they're then in your follow-up system, so you can follow them up the next day to sort of get their sort of inquiry going in the right direction. Now, the reason that I ask that question of what's your situation at the moment, if you don't mind me asking, is because it can start to get you building up a rapport with them. By asking that question, they are then going to tell you what their situation is at the moment. So whether they're running, whether they're working full time but looking for a bit of extra income, whether they need a bit of extra money to help pay the bills, or they're saving for a holiday or a house, or they've got kids and they just want to earn a bit of extra money to be a bit independent for themselves. They are basically going to be telling you their reason why they might want to join you. When they tell you that reason why, you can with them, you can share your experiences, you can share stories of other people in our team, in our group, that may be in similar situations to them, but you can also offer them the solution, which is our opportunity. If, for example, they come stay-at-home mum, you can say, oh, perfect, got a few stay-at-home mums in my team, they're all doing really well, absolutely ideal for you. You can fit it around your circumstances. You can actually still earn some money whilst you're looking after the kids. What more do you want than that? And just by sort of getting a nice little friendly conversation going, it will give them a bit of trust in you, which is obviously what you want to develop, so that if they were to sign up, they will then trust in what you tell them and in what you teach them as well. Okay. Follow up on a daily basis. So if they don't get back to you after watching the video, really important just to follow people up on a daily basis. Very obviously common saying in Clean Easy and network marketing that success is in the, if you don't follow up, there's always that chance that you might miss contacting someone that just maybe forgot to get back to you after they watched it, or something along those lines. Just maybe sort of watch the video and were a bit unsure and had a few questions, but and just asking something along the lines of, have you managed to watch the video yet, John? It could then get them to watch the video, or get them to sort of take the next steps in it. Once they've watched the video, the thing that I always say after that is I'll ask them, what did you like most about the video? What was the best thing you saw in the video? It then again just gets them to confirm to you their reasons why they might possibly join you. You know the reasons why they want to join and why they want to possibly do this. We can then sort of adapt our presentations to them and their circumstances, and we can use that to our advantage when explaining the opportunity to people. Okay, if they're interested, so when they come back from the video, if they do questions and they're interested in finding out more about it, then really what I do is I just arrange a presentation with 24 hours or as soon as possible, if it is possible, so they don't sort of forget about the appointment. But what you'll find is, because you've built up this little relationship with them, they will actually give you their phone number. Okay, but obviously if they don't give you your phone number, just ask it for them and then confirm the time with them that you're going to call either later on in the day or the next day. Okay. Next way of sponsoring using Facebook, and it's the warm list. And I would probably say that 80-90%, maybe even more than that, of us on this web, we should do. Your Facebook contact list, your friends on Facebook, is all there in one little section for you to access, and it is really simple to sort of approach these people. There's a little bit of a training on warm list on group training site, page 50 and 51. It gives you the frog a bit of an idea on how to approach people that are in your warm list. But if you're sort of worried about phoning people up on your warm list to speak to them in person, why not just send them a message on Facebook to then get the conversation going in terms of whether they know anyone or maybe they're interested in joining the business themselves. Now, the example that I would use when messaging your friends on Facebook would be what you can see here. It's starting to take off at the moment. Don't suppose you know of anybody looking to earn some extra income at the moment. Obviously, you're going to get your few responses from that. Either I know, sorry, don't know of anyone. Some will, some won't. So what next? They might say, show a bit of interest and ask you what it's doing. When that happens, obviously, you're going to send them the link to the video and then follow them up with that process that I mentioned on that previous page, where you're just going through the system of getting the information to them so they can then make a decision themselves. Okay. Now, the importance of this, and you might not get people contacting you or wanting to join your business straight away, but if you sort of plant the seed with a message in your warm list, they will then see maybe further down the line when they decide that actually they want to do something else, maybe they've seen how well your business is going, they will then have a little memory jog to contact you, and they will come back to you okay. Attraction marketing. Now, this is another way in which we can basically get leads through Facebook. And I've only been doing this for about a month or so, but it is something that I can really see will benefit us all in getting new team members for our business. And it's basically to get people coming and asking us about the opportunity rather than going into the local groups and finding them. Way to do it is to post status all day about your business, about multi-level marketing, post about the benefits of your business. So why you love working and posting some adverts on Facebook. While about, and I noticed Andy Powell had been posting a few things on the group about him walking his dogs and posting on Facebook at the same time. Things like that. If you put them on your timeline, people are going to see what your lifestyle is, see that you obviously love what you do, and it's kind of a bit of a lifestyle drip to your contacts, people that see all your posts on Facebook. Give little recognition to your team, things. Talk about your products that you're selling. Just little things like that, and tagging your team in it will then mean that your team members, friends will all see that post as well. So it's not just helping yourself out, it's reaching your team members' contacts as well, and they will start to like the posts, and your team member then starts team building. It's going to benefit them, and people are already going to know what they're doing, and again it can just lead to that little bit of extra contact that could maybe give us a new team member somewhere down the line. On top of the business post, put loads of positive quotes, share loads of positive, little pictures of cute dogs and things like that. It's just about being professional, being positive, letting everyone know that what we are doing is absolutely brilliant. And what will happen then is people will start to come to us, prospects and customers in the local groups, whether it's products or recruiting posts. They're all nosy, so they're all going to come onto your Facebook page. And if they have a little scroll down and see all these really positive things that you've been posting about your business, they're going to be more inclined then to come and ask us about the opportunity. Okay, now carbon. It's basically to use Facebook for what it's meant for, and what Facebook is social networking. It's meant for having conversations with people. It's meant for interacting and sharing things and posting and commenting and talking to people. If we are using that as our main use for Facebook, we do our selling posts, when we do recruiting posts, they'll become a higher priority and more important, so they'll be shown on more people's timelines as long as we are doing all the interactive stuff that Facebook actually want us to be doing. A couple of little tips on it would be to post 3-4 statuses per day, then absolutely brilliant. When you see comments in your timeline, everyone scrolls through the timeline and ignores all the posts. Like it, take a few seconds to put a comment on it, share the posts, have conversations with people. They might be people that you don't even know, but just have little conversations with them to get a bit. You can do this on newsfeed, in the local groups, on your team members' posts, in their groups, in your own group. in the support group, so the social selling system group that Debbie G runs, she actually promotes everyone having to interact on her What Better Way for some free interaction. Go up to her group, post some questions, have a bit of a chat with the members in there, and you'll pick up some tips along the way. You can also join fan groups. So things, if you're a football fan, join. If you like dogs, join a dog walking group or something like that. And you can then start to have conversations with real people. Once you've had a conversation with them, maybe drop them a friend request. They might see what all the stuff that you've been posting on your business, on your timeline, on your news feed, and they might ask you about the opportunity. Work with your upline, your downline, your crossline. Quite a few of us are friends with each other on Facebook. So by just using their posts and commenting on each other's posts, it's going to help your team out. It's going to help us all out in getting some interaction going between us, so we can then post when we do them as well. Okay, now this is how I've been getting people started when they are joining just on the online side of the business. I've been using this side, the sponsoring checklist that we have, to get people off to the best possible start. Now, really important to note that every single person is going to work at different paces. Some will learn quicker than others, do the activity quicker than others. So you've got to sort of establish what speed you need to go with your team member. But if you can go through these 10 steps here within the first 7 days of business, I can almost guarantee you that your team member will be off to a good start, and they will have placed 1, maybe 2 orders within the first 7 days. Now the steps to go through, and again, I've created a document that will give you more of the things you need to go through with your team member for each step. But the system is basically getting watching the videos and adding them to support groups, get them to set up the group. Once they've set up the group, exactly how much posting they need to be doing every single day. Do a little bit of a training with them on the carbon footprint, the Facebook ranking, and that's literally just what I've talked about, showing them how to interact on Facebook. If they're doing that, they're going to be processing the first order in the first week. Attending the first webinar, the importance of this. These Monday webinars are good for picking up loads of different tips on all the different aspects of business. And last one is obviously not essential, but if you can get your team member involved in team building and maybe putting a couple of recruiting posts out, it's going to benefit them in the short term and in the long term as well. Okay, now last little bit here, not going to keep you much longer. If you like this for your team building side of the business, then I strongly recommend that you put something in place that is going to allow you to do this little system. Now, you're going to roughly need 50 prospects a week to allow yourself to book in 10 presentations. Will give you the best chance of getting 1 team member per week. That kind of system is proven to work. And this is why. Now, before Christmas, I didn't actually track my business in terms of, but I know for a fact I was doing less than 5 presentations a week. And on the 3 months leading up to Christmas, I introduced 2 people per period, which wasn't enough for my goals that I had set myself. Now, I've tracked my business and my activity since period 1 this year. And this little table shows you the amount of presentations and the amount of team members I have introduced in that week as well. Per week that I've been aiming for. Now, if I can up my activity, which is obviously what I need to then start doing 10 presentations a week, there's no reason why I won't be introducing, my average would be, 1.5 to 2 people per week that I'll be bringing in. A little bit of growth from time to time, and it might help you get up to the next bonus level. But the chances are, if you're bringing in 1 person per period, the members, your team members, are going to leave just as quick as you're bringing them in. If there's 2 team members per period, you're going to see some slow growth, and that's what I saw before Christmas when I sort of first had my real good go at trying to get to gold. I brought in 2 members per period. I did see some slow growth, but it was nowhere near enough growth for what I wanted to achieve by getting to goal. If you're introducing 4 members, you're going to see some good growth, because even if 1 or 2 of them left the period, what is going to give the best chance of getting to gold within 6 periods. If you've yourself a target of qualifying for this autumn test periods, if you haven't got there as of yet, if you get there within the next 5 periods and maintain it for a couple of periods, you'll be qualifying for this autumn destination. In order to do that, is by introducing 14 members per period, and that would obviously not guarantee it, but it would give you the best chance of getting to gold within that time frame. You can show 1 or 2 of your team members how to do exactly the same as what you're doing, and this is all it is. It's duplication. If you can show 1 or 2 team members how to introduce 2, 3, 4 team members as well per period, then there's every chance you could become senior. You could within 6 to 12 months. Okay, so that is the kind of targets we need to be setting ourselves if we really want to see some good growth on our team building side of the business. Okay, now last now just want to leave you off with this little pointer. Famous saying from Richard Branson: if someone offers you an amazing opportunity, you're not sure you can do it, say yes and learn how to do it later. Is sort of aimed at business sort of background. It's aimed at multi-level marketing companies, so to try and get people thinking where, well, they're not sure how multi-level marketing works, but maybe just give it a go. Now, I think we should associate this with the sponsoring side of our business. Sponsoring side of the business is for us to build up residual income, to build up the freedom in the future of at the end of the day, that's what the majority of us are probably looking for within this business. Okay, so if you are not involved with the team building aspect of the business yet, my advice to you would be to get involved with it. Do it, then get involved with it and learn as you go along. You have got a sponsor, you have got an upline that will be more than happy to teach you the process of speaking to contacts, of doing presentations with people, and showing you the whole system of team building as you go along. One of the best things I did when I got started in the business 2 years ago was to get involved with team building straight away. I actually didn't pick up a phone and call a prospect for about 3 months. I sat and listened in to calls from John Dunkley for about 3 months. I put a month to do that, but I literally did not have the confidence to pick up a phone, and that was the confidence in myself speaking to people, but also my confidence in the before I felt ready to start doing it myself. I also listened in for probably another couple of months to presentations, and that again, he probably says now he's really glad he did it because he's taught me the system. I would say I'm more or less independent within the business now, and I'm more than happy to go and build off my team on my own. So them few months of work that John did are going to benefit him plenty over through the future. Okay, well that was everything that I wanted to go through with you. Thanks very much for listening. Feel free to send me any questions on Facebook if you want to ask me about anything that I've been through, and enjoy the rest of your evening and enjoy the rest of the period. Thanks very much. Bye for now.